After a very long week of wrestling rundown videos, including a trip to the UK, a heartbreaking NXT, a mind-boggling backlash, we move on to Monday Night Raw being Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. We did so many videos last week that we decided to take a break by only doing the videos we do this week.
Yay! And we're
stopping.
We're already 2 weeks away from Extreme Rules.
Yep.
Which means we have predictions to do again next week.
Yep. So,
let's talk about Raw.
Yeah.
On the Raw review.
The one where we review Raw.
Let's see. We had the rubber match, Sasha versus Alicia Fox, after they've both traded victories over each other. This one, Sasha didn't even win with a finisher?
No.
She won with
a signature.
She won with double knees, and Alicia had Noam Dar out there, and that didn't even help.
No, Noam Dar got slapped afterwards.
Yeah. Which you had an interesting idea.
I hope that it's going to lead into there being an intergender tag team match at Extreme Rules.
Sure.
Because we haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah. I think it would be a clever way to kind of break down the barrier and test the waters of how people think about
It'd
guys.
Be Alicia Fox and Rich Swann.
Yeah.
No, Sasha Banks and Rich Swann.
No, I knew what you meant.
And Alicia Fox and Noam Dar.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
That'd be really weird if it was Alicia Fox and Rich Swann versus Sasha Banks and Noam Dar.
That's the other stipulation.
They have to do with their other.
They have to switch partners.
Oh shit! Every time they tag, the partners are different.
Nope.
That'd be confusing.
Moving on.
At one point, it's Rich Swann and Noam Dar versus Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox.
That's way too confusing. We had a couple of cruiserweight matches. Speaking of cruiserweight matches, we now know that Neville versus Austin Aries will be a submission match for the Cruiserweight Championship. But we had Akira Tozawa versus Arya Daivari early on in the show. Arya's dressed to the nines in his fucking, look how much money I have to spend type clothes.
Hashtag, what was it, Persian privilege.
Yes, Persian privilege. And Akira Tozawa still won while Brian Kendrick watched from the back.
It was a decisive victory for Akira Tozawa.
Yeah, Daivari didn't get a whole lot of offense.
Nope, and Tozawa got a whole lot of air.
Yeah, he beat him with a top rope senton.
That was super high up in there.
And Brian Kendrick said, "Oh yeah, I'm super impressed with Akira Tozawa, but not as impressed as everyone else is going to be when I beat the crap out of him in our street fight tomorrow." So we got a street fight on 205 Live tomorrow.
Yeah, they said that last week. I'm kind of excited for the first real stipulation match of 205 Live.
Yeah, should be fun to watch. But then we also had Tony Nese taking on Austin Aries, where Neville decided he wanted to take that weird ringside seat where it's just a rolly chair in the middle of nowhere. And this was a great match. I enjoyed the back and forth between Austin Aries and Tony Nese. Obviously, Austin Aries being the #1 contender, you're not going to see him losing a match this close to Extreme Rules.
Nope.
So I love the finish though, because
it was a clever finish.
Nese was getting ready to set up for some sort of suplex.
He was stalling him up in the air.
Yeah.
And then Aries did the little knee thing.
Yeah.
And it lowered him down into the guillotine choke.
Yeah. And so Nese is sitting there, he's trying to fight out of the guillotine.
And then he has a light bulb.
He's like, oh, if I throw him, he'll let go. And so he threw him, and then they both fell down because Austin Aries didn't let go. And then he rolled over into the last chancery, made Tony Nese tap out, and he took off. Neville got in and was scowling at Austin Aries and decided, you know what's really gonna show him? If I just smash Tony Nese's face into the ring and then put the Rings of Saturn on.
Yeah. And Austin Aries was completely unimpressed by the whole thing.
Oh, great! I already beat him!
Yeah, he's like, I literally just beat him, so this isn't impressive at all.
Yeah.
Good job, Neville. Way to just be an ass.
A couple of weird things that were pseudo in tandem with each other. Enzo Amore was randomly attacked in the back.
Yeah, and Big Cat is gonna enlist the help of the fashion police to detectivize who done it.
Nope, because that would make this storyline interesting.
Ah.
No, he just told Kurt Angle that Kurt better find out who did this to Enzo first because Cass is gonna kill him.
Real plot twist. It was Rikishi.
Oh man, it was Enzo.
He did it for The Rock. Enzo attacked Enzo?
No, in sort of connection to that, we had Kalisto and Apollo Crews talking a little later. Kalisto is kind of perturbed at the fact that Apollo's doing, he's
the Titus brand.
He tells him
I feel ya, Kalisto.
He tells him that he's really fighting Titus O'Neil's battles for him, and he's like,
get your shit together.
I mean, he's like, last week
Apollo.
you attacked Enzo. Like, why would? By the way, you didn't attack Enzo earlier. And Apollo's like, I can't believe you'd ask me that. And then Titus comes in, and Titus kind of like catches Apollo in a situation where he's like, oh, I'm keeping my options open for other people to kind of network with, and this ended up turning into Titus being upset at Kalisto for not wanting to join the Titus brand. So then we had a match later between Kalisto and Apollo Crews, and Kalisto defeated Apollo Crews after Crews tried to go for like a German, and as he lifted him up, Kalisto turned it into Selena del Sol and beat Apollo Crews.
I'm gonna be real. Ever since he joined the Titus brand, it's more like Apollo snooze.
Matt Hardy took on Sheamus. The winner of this match got to decide what the stipulation to the tag team title match at Extreme Rules was going to be.
Ladder match.
This was probably the best match of the night.
Ladder match.
Had both Cesaro and Jeff Hardy at ringside.
Ladder match.
Really solid work between Matt and Sheamus.
Ladder match.
An echo in here? I completely lost what the fuck I was talking about.
Good match.
Ah.
Sheamus and Matt Hardy.
I love the fact, like, this
chemistry.
actually felt like both of them were very. There was a sense of urgency in this match, but both of them were trying to end it. A lot of really good near falls towards the end.
Ladder match.
But eventually, Jeff Hardy saw Cesaro kind of creeping in on what was going to happen, dove over Matt and took out Cesaro.
Ladder match.
And that was enough of a distraction for Sheamus to turn around into a twist of fate, and Matt Hardy defeated Sheamus. And
ladder match.
The Hardy Boys have decided that at Extreme Rules, they will defend their WWE Raw Tag Team titles against Cesaro and Sheamus in a
cage match.
Thought you were going to say ladder match again. But no, it is in fact going to be a steel cage match. I feel like that really benefits the challengers.
Essentially, it's just like, hey, Hardys are good at ladder matches. What do you do in ladder matches? You climb things. What else do you do in cage matches? You climb things. Hardys like to climb things. Therefore,
That's fair.
It's a climby guy match.
But you can also just pin or submit, and the ring is a weapon now, and that's Cesaro and Sheamus' game. So
You know what? I just wanted to still be a ladder match
inside of the cage,
inside of the steel cage.
that would actually be really fucking cool.
Can we make that happen?
Maybe somewhere down the line.
Can we make that like lockdown from like 5 years ago, where like, in the lockdown tradition, every match was a steel cage match, but then also like all the matches had alternate stipulations while being steel cage matches. Like Team 3D and I think LAX had a tables match inside of a cage.
Yeah, but you see where TNA is now. WWE doesn't want to go down that route.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for one match, let's make this a ladder cage match. Where it's a ladder match inside of a cage, and the cage is also made of ladders.
We had Alexa Bliss defeat Mickie James in a very solid women's match. Still trying to get over the fact that that she's going into a kendo stick on a pole match after she defeated Mickie James with the right cross and a DDT that looked like Mickie tried to kill herself on.
Yeah.
She went out and grabbed the kendo stick and gave a nice crack across the back of Mickie James. Mickie James was then saved by Bayley, who then almost got the chance to give a little payback to Alexa Bliss for the shot last week.
Just like the pay-per-view they're about... Wait, no, that was the last one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Extreme Rules this next Sunday.
She gave her a good backlash. No, that was yesterday.
Yeah. No, I did hear a rumor, because they did like the whole, like, oh, here's a picture of what Bayley's back looked like after last Raw. And I heard a rumor that they actually had to enlist somebody else to hit Bayley backstage because Alexa couldn't swing hard enough to leave that welt on Bayley's back. I assume it was Nia.
It was Vince. Vince gets off on that shit.
Well, yeah, but still, that's... There's weird visuals that go into that I don't even want to know.
Speaking of weird visuals, Goldust is back in the director's chair. As old school as you could possibly get for Goldust nowadays.
Yeah, like...
Old school paint.
Yeah, he's got that paint thing going up.
He's got the weird, like, foggy filter that just makes all of the gold just kind of, like, pop out more.
He did a lot of black to hide the fact that he's got old man neck fat.
Well, I mean...
Trying to make his face
so
look
so much
as
you can
possible.
hide, man.
Really? And he even, like, at the very beginning of it, like, did some of, like, the vocal inflections and, like, hand motions of that old pseudo-androgynous creepy Goldust.
doing like a lot of, like, caressing the chest and stuff.
And like a little bit, like, on the face, like, near the chin and mouth. And, like, he, like, I feel like he wants to get that same vibe, but it's been so long since he's been creepy Goldust that, like, even, like, the last times he's been heel with, like, the Black Rain in TNA and the artist formerly known as Goldust, it's like he was being a heel, but he wasn't being, like, creepy Goldust heel.
No.
And now he's trying to get it back into that, and he's just so out of practice.
I mean, for a first run, though,
not bad.
It is pretty good, and I could get behind a new heel Goldust run. I'm all for it.
I hope, especially if this is, like, one of those things you talk about when you're talking about Goldust and runs is potentially coming towards his, like, final run, having been around for so long. I'd really like to see him get into the Intercontinental title picture.
Yeah.
And potentially feud with Dean Ambrose.
Ooh. Maybe do, like, a pseudo callback to the Hollywood Backlot Brawl.
Yeah.
Because essentially Dean Ambrose is the new Roddy Piper.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like, that whole idea is, like, that's where Goldust really thrived when he was, like, a big deal.
Yeah, the Intercontinental title.
Feuding with...
That was his...
Razor Ramon and Triple H over the Intercontinental title.
Well, and then
that was his wheelhouse.
Yeah, even later on against people like Val Venus and Ken Shamrock and the Road Dogg and, people like that. So, yeah, that was always very much his comfort zone as far as championships were concerned. So, I would be totally okay with that because I think Goldust deserves championships all the time. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time. Alright, let's talk about our overarching storyline, and that is the build and the push for the Extreme Rules Fatal 5-Way that will determine who will face Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. Still a stupid name.
Which they, like, never said.
Yeah, they will not say the pay-per-view name, which makes me believe that they're like, fuck, we might need to name it something different.
Yeah, Death Knell.
Please don't die, because that one's not taken yet. We started off with Bray Wyatt in the ring, talking about how he's going to take out every single person in the match. Then Roman Reigns came out.
And man, did, like, he get the funnest like boo reaction
Yeah.
the first time he said the name Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he saved Roman Reigns for last because he went through every single person, and then when he hit Roman Reigns and that immediate heat happened, he was
started
just
laughing.
eating it up. Roman Reigns did come out and say, "No, I'm going to be the one to face Brock Lesnar because I'm the only person that can beat Brock Lesnar." And then they babbled on a little bit, and then Kurt Angle came out and decided to make them the first match of the night, where we had Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt for a couple of minutes until Samoa Joe decided he wanted to get involved. He then...
Samoa Joe wanted to choke a bitch.
Yeah.
But according to Samoa Joe, there were 2 bitches in the ring.
Yeah. So he decided, what should I do? Because, both of these guys fucked with him last week.
Yeah.
But Bray Wyatt being the last person that fucked with him, he decided to hit Bray Wyatt first. Therefore, Roman Reigns won by disqualification. And
Well, that would mean he hit Roman first.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he clutched Roman, and then shortly thereafter clutched Bray.
So much clutching. So then we had Kurt Angle making...
It was also the time that I had the revelation, because I'm pretty sure I've never seen Bray Wyatt in a sleeper hold before.
Yeah,
Because that looked fucking awkward.
Yeah, it's weird watching him struggle to get out of it.
Yeah.
That
was fucking
and
awkward.
we had
No more, Joe.
We had Seth end up running down afterwards.
Busted some muscles.
All kinds of shit happening, and so Kurt Angle decided to
And
make
Finn Balor nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, Finn Balor stayed the fuck out of this situation because he was already scheduled in a match against Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
So Kurt Angle made a main event match where we had Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe taking on Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Team Junkie Boy versus the Shoulder.
It was also at this point that Kurt saw Elias Sampson and said, "Hey, you've been trying to get my attention. You have my attention. You're going to have a match against Dean Ambrose." And he did.
Yeah, which he won.
By disqualification.
Because the Miz smacked him.
I didn't like the fact that we had 2 DQ, literally the same type of win, in the first 3 matches of the night.
Yeah, kind of almost back to back.
We, the only difference was we had Akira versus Arya in the middle of that, so don't do that. But yeah, it's more so to get across the fact that the stipulation for Miz versus Dean Ambrose is that Dean Ambrose can lose the title by getting disqualified.
In the least...
At Extreme Rules.
At the potentially the least extreme stipulation ever in the history of Extreme Rules. And this is even including, the singles matches that were regular matches back in the early one-night stands. We're looking at you, Chris Jericho versus Lance Storm. Still extreme. Even though there was, plain regular rules.
Speaking of playing regular rules, they were playing regular rules when Finn Balor took on Carl Anderson, but not before Paul Heyman came out and put Finn the fuck over.
Yeah, essentially, he ran down the list of the 5 people in the #1 contenders match at Extreme Rules, and he's like, Roman Reigns, nope. Bray Wyatt, nope. Samoa Joe, nope.
Nope.
Seth Rollins, nope. Finn Balor,
You scared me.
man, you, smallest guy in the entire match, you are a threat to Brock Lesnar.
And he proved that by beating Carl Anderson.
Who's just about as strong and scary as Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
In his fantasies.
Yes. Then we had our main event, which was the tag team match that we just got done talking about. This was a thing. I didn't pay that much attention to the match, to be completely honest. Because I didn't care that much.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
It was so-so.
It was there.
Yeah. It was a placeholder.
For some reason, they're like, oh, hey, the whole name of the game in this match is to see who can get along better. Or it's like, wait, why? I mean, I understand you have to coexist long enough to win a match, but there's no reason why you need to test if these guys can get along. Because it's not like we're preparing for Seth and Roman or Bray and Joe to go into like another tag team match next week or later.
Or so you think.
So it's just like, oh, let's see which one of these teams can get along the best. Especially since they're about to go against each other. Ha! Aha! We got you, guys.
And surprisingly, the guys that attacked each other last week were the ones that got along long enough to win the match, because Samoa Joe was about to get a Superman punch until he moved out of the way. Roman Reigns went headfirst into Seth Rollins' face. They argued with each other. Bray Wyatt pulled Roman Reigns, his sister Abigail on the outside, leaving Joe to hit the Coquina Clutch on Seth Rollins and make him pass the fuck out.
Samoa Joe choke a bitch.
Because that's what Samoa Joe does.
So far now, he's choked all the bitches except for Finn Balor.
Ooh. Well, he won't get a chance to do it next week. Or will he? Because him and Finn Balor will be in a triple threat match with Bray Wyatt. While Seth Rollins will go one-on-one with Roman Reigns. Because Kurt Angle is a damn good GM. That's a quote from him.
It's true.
It's damn true.
Yup.
Kurt Angle's going to put himself the fuck over.
Yeah.
The last line of Monday Night Raw. Yeah.
He's got to do it eventually.
I mean, Raw was the thing.
It happened.
Next week should be interesting.
Yeah, especially if it's as squeaky as the way you said it.
It might be.
I don't know. I just, it's got Titus and Elias Sampson, so
Yep.
I'm not that interested.
Goldust.
Back to interest again.
Old school Goldust.
Yeah, no, that's legitimately for me, Monday Night Raw, that's like the thing I am the most interested in seeing how that progresses.
Yeah. Yep. That's it for the Raw review. Thanks for watching, guys.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I thought you were going to start talking like Goldust for a second. Click the links down in the description.
There's a lot of links.
Check out the podcast.
That's one of the links.
Also, Reasonable Wrestling fans.
That's reasonable with a W.
Like wrestling. Where we'll be posting a video very, very soon of Mr. Kevin Hawk eating a potentially very nasty pizza because I kicked his ass over the weekend. Oh no! But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck Titus O'Neil. Jinx, go get Colt.